but are you really managing your actions to make sure that every day, even if it's just an hour a day, if you got to work most of the day to pay the bills and keep things going or keep your company going, that's okay. But you need to designate an hour, a half hour, 2 hours, whatever you can spare on the things that can actually move the needle towards your next level.
Procrastination is caused by insecurity. Us either not knowing what steps to take, us not feeling like we are smart enough or good enough, or us feeling that we have to wait for everything to be perfect before we really get busy and do it. The truth of the matter is, those are all lies. They're rational lies, but they're all lies.
If I want to be confident, I must feel like I'm capable. If I want to feel capable, I must feel like I'm contributing. I must challenge myself.
I'm David. Welcome to Wise Vibes. The secret to success is to know something that nobody else does. It's a quote by Aristotle. So if you're looking for results in your life, you want success, want to know where to start, how to begin, you definitely came to the right place. I'm going to share with you 6 different secrets of how to achieve success from 6 different brilliant minds. Starting off with number 1, Make a Commitment by John Assaraf.
The question is, why do we choose low value or low income or low impact producing activities instead of the high impact, high income, high value producing activities every single day? Well, the answer is twofold. Number 1, it's because we've gotten into the habit of doing the small, menial, unimportant things first, thinking that being busy is the same as being productive. That's number 1. Number 2, in most cases, procrastination is caused by insecurity. Us either not knowing what steps to take, us not feeling like we are smart enough or good enough, or us feeling that we have to wait for everything to be perfect before we really get busy and do it. The truth of the matter is, those are all lies. They're rational lies, but they're all lies. What I want you to do from now on is every morning when you wake up, before you answer email, before you return any phone calls, make a short list of the 3 most important things that are either highest income for you or highest impact, meaning it's going to give you the biggest impact when you get that done on your productivity. So 3 things every day, and make a commitment, which means to cut off from any other option to get those 3 things done by 12 o'clock every day. When you develop that new habit, you will then become somebody who not only talks a big talk, which I hope you do, but you actually back it up with the actions required in order to achieve the success you want to achieve. What I've learned over a lot of years is that it's not the smartest people who achieve success. It's the people who procrastinate less, make fewer excuses as they take actions every day towards the goals that they want to achieve.
Number 2, Do It Now by Tony Robbins.
It's not necessarily there are more demands, it's just that we're accessible to more demands. And if you don't know what you want, and you don't know why it's a must for you to achieve it, and you don't have a plan, I can promise you something. You're going to fit in everybody else's plan. And you're going to wonder why you're stressed. And you're going to wonder why I'm not fulfilled. What is time? How do you know when it's a long time, or how do you know when it's a short time? It's not because it's 10 minutes or 10 hours. How many have been in 10 hours and time flew because you loved what you're doing, didn't have any sense of time whatsoever? How many have had that experience? Say aye. How many have had 10 minutes feel like 10 years you want to kill somebody to get out of the situation? So what is time? Time is emotion. Got to remember that time is emotion. What you're really managing is emotion. Another word for that would be meaning or fulfillment. Focus is power, but you got to take it. Take it back. Take back that power. And you got to know when you do have that focus, how to chunk it, how to group it so you're not overwhelmed. Let me show you how to make it simpler. When mass information is coming at you, you get overwhelmed. Most of us are great deletion creatures. We delete most of life. Right now, there are millions of things around you could be focusing on, thinking about, giving meanings to, making decisions about what to do. Millions. And when you think about what it's going to take to do something, Usually it takes a lot and you're not going to want to do it. So I'll do it when? Later. As my Australian friends would say, later. Right? And of course, the problem with doing it tomorrow is when you get to tomorrow, tomorrow is today, and tomorrow never comes. So, and you keep promising yourself. By the way, what does this do to you emotionally when you keep breaking your own promises with yourself? Or you keep failing to do things that you know are important? Does it increase your level of certainty and confidence? No. What it does is it erodes it. And when you erode confidence in one area, believe it or not, it affects the other areas too. Do you believe me on that? Don't believe me. What about your own life experience?
Number 3, Encourage More by John Maxwell.
I want to talk about a principle today of affirmation. Because I believe that people do best in an encouraging, affirming environment. I just do. Very seldom I've ever had a person say, let me tell you really how I achieved great success. I just was in a constant negative environment, and it just encouraged me so much, and it just stirred me on. Very seldom I've ever had somebody tell me that when people talk down to them, it just improved them. You see, encouragement, affirmation, it's the oxygen of the soul. It feeds us. It takes us and gives us hope. And Napoleon said leaders are all dealers in hope. And so the affirmation principle is very simple. I find something that you're doing well, and I use that to lead you. I use that as the starting place, and I look at you and say, hey, I like what you did there. Let's talk about it a little bit. Let's even talk about maybe how next time you can do it better. My friend Ken Blanchard made the phrase management by walking around kind of a popular phrase. And basically, he just said, walk through the office and catch somebody doing something good and point to it, affirm it, and build off of it. Now, there are people that do things that are not so good. And there are times in leadership you have to deal with the tough issues. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is this. People go farther, do better, and try harder in an affirming, encouraging environment. So the best that you can do is to constantly look for those good moments and make them better. That's what an affirming environment is all about. Looking for the good moments and making them better. Trust me, you do that a few times, and people will want you to walk around. They'll want you to catch them in their good moments because they know that's where they'll get encouraged and that's where they'll get affirmed.
And if you're appreciating all the wisdom so far, hit the like button down below and subscribe for more videos like this. Number 4 is Rest and Renew by Robin Sharma.
Every day, work for 5 hours, the 5 great hours concept, and then pull back and have fun, rest, renew. And then every week, take a weekend off. Every month, try to take a week off. Every year, try to take two months off. And the interesting thing is, number 1, rest is the elite performer's secret weapon. Number 2, this is so important. If you want to get more done, take more time off. Because if you're working 24/7 in a linear way versus like a pulse, what starts to happen is you erode and deplete your genius. And in my methodology, I teach the 5 assets of genius, including mental focus, physical energy, 3, personal willpower. But just remember, if all you do is work, you're going to empty your batteries. You're going to deplete your well. And that's why the smartest performers, the great athletes, the great industry titans, the great humanitarians, these people all have learned one thing: work in cycles. If you were to look at the great weightlifters of the Olympics, they all had one thing in common, and it was periodization. Periodization. And periodization simply means they worked, they exercised, and then they rested.
Number 5 is Use Time Well by Brendon Burchard.
If I want to be confident, I must feel like I'm capable. If I want to feel capable, I must feel like I'm contributing. I must challenge myself. And as you also heard in previous videos, I had to be honest about my day and my schedule and my life because I faced the end of my life. I had that car accident as a young man that made me realize life is so short. And I always tell people, if you believe life is short, you probably believe life is precious, right? So you should be grateful for life, right? Well, I tell people all the time, you know where real gratitude shows up? Real gratitude shows up in your calendar. Because if you're really thankful for life, you're using your time well, my friend. If you really care about life, you use time well. But most people don't, so they're not getting progress. Because they're not getting progress, they don't feel that sense of accomplishment, achievement, contribution. Because they don't feel achievement, contribution, and progress, they feel down on themselves. They feel less worthy, less capable, and they trust in themselves and their future less because they're not making it happen. Confidence is not only your belief in your ability to figure things out. Confidence is that sense of your own worth, your own ability, your own future. And if you keep throwing away days, of course you don't feel amazing about yourself. So we gotta get organized and disciplined, right? But think of how many people don't manage their life well. I mean, dude, let's do some math together. You know, today, do you think maybe this morning, let's say before noon, you lost like 20 minutes of focus or productivity somewhere? You know, maybe you did something that wasn't really developing yourself or wasn't something that needed to be creative and you got distracted on some social media thing or you know, maybe you weren't paying attention and you lost some time. Well, let's do some math. 20 minutes lost just in any given morning over the course of 7 days, well, that's 140 minutes, isn't it? 140 minutes is almost 2.5 hours. Well, over the course of 4 weeks, that's over 8 hours lost. Meaning you lost an entire 8-hour workday every month by just losing, 20 minutes in the morning. But you know, most people, they're losing more than that. Maybe they lose an hour in the morning. And if they lose an hour in the morning, that means they lost 4 work days per year. I mean, no, per month. 4 work days per month. Think about that. So people say, I don't have time or something. No, it's like when we don't use our time well, we're stealing from our own confidence. When we don't use our time well, we're stealing from our ability to serve. When we don't use our time well, we're not gonna make that dent in the universe, change the world, to make more money for your family. You're gonna be more disorganized. And because you're more disorganized, you're always last minute. Because you're last minute, you can't plan trips with your family and your friends. You don't plan your work and project as much. And I know it doesn't seem like so much, but I always tell people, your confidence is in your calendar, baby. Your confidence is in your calendar. Manage your calendar well and progress comes in. It's like, oh, when you're doing things consistently that matter to you, your brain goes, hey, I had this intention, I'm doing it, I feel confident. So today I want you to decide to retake your agenda, your life schedule. What are some things you need to immediately stop doing in your life? They are time sunk, they are not passionate, they are not moving you forward, but you keep getting distracted there. Like, what do you need to stop doing? Is it watching 7 seasons of a show, every week? Is it like, what are you gonna do to get your time back? Is it like minimizing the amount of, useless chit chat that doesn't add to anything in your life? Like, is it social media? Is it TV? Is it just not being organized? Like, what do you need to stop doing to take back control of life? Also, what do you need to start doing? And what do you need to start doing every day, every week, every month, every year to be on your A game? As an example, many of you know, I personally fill out my high performance planner every single day. I create it for my greatest clients based off the world's largest study of high performers. And this is how they think in the morning. So I do all these mindset prompts so I get my mind right. Because in the morning, I don't know about you, I'm kind of a nutty professor in the morning. I'll like wander around and just like, what am I gonna do? And I'm a free spirit in the morning. But I had this one client one time, she's a really famous yoga teacher. And I was working with her, and she said, well, Brent, I'd just like to be a free spirit in the morning. I said, yeah. I said, is there anything, in your life that you wish you could do, but you can't do because you're so busy? Oh, yeah, there's this yoga retreat coming up. I don't have any time for it. I said, oh, poor free spirit, don't have time for a yoga retreat? Well, maybe you would have time for a yoga retreat if you organize yourself a little bit in the morning. Because see, discipline buys you freedom to do what you want. So confidence is in the calendar. Like, take back your life and get a little more organized and you have more free time. Get a little more organized, you serve better. Serve better, make more money. Like, these things all add together. I know you know that.
Which has been your favorite lesson so far? Let me know down in the comments below. Number 6 is Analyze Your Daily Activities by Dean Graziosi.
How many of you are working your asses off. You guys are putting the energy, the effort, the thinking energy, the physical energy, the time, the effort. But are you really managing your actions to make sure that every day, even if it's just an hour a day, if you got to work most of the day to pay the bills and keep things going or keep your company going, that's okay. But you need to designate an hour, a half hour, 2 hours, whatever you can spare on the things that can actually move the needle towards your next level, towards your goals. What can you work on that actually moves the needle that you're not? We get sucked into busy work. Sometimes our brains allows us to say, no, but I'm busy. But are you productive? Busy and productivity have nothing to do with each other. You can run on a treadmill as fast as you want on number 10 for an hour. You're still not getting anywhere. You're in one spot going fast. Your heart is racing. You're feeling like shit, but you didn't get anything done. You didn't accomplish anything. You didn't move the needle. I want you to think in brackets of yes and no, black or white. Needle movers, not needle movers. Energy draining. Like what I want you to think about for the next 6 months, and listen, of course there are some gray areas, but what if you got more black and white, binary, a 1 or an 0, an X or a 0, a yes or a no, black or white, like nothing in between? Because if you start analyzing some of the things that you do on a daily basis and literally say, does this drain my energy or enhance my energy? It drains it, it's gotta go. Does this actually move the needle in my business or not? If I've been spending months trying to figure out the right color and the logo and what, should I do an LLC or an S Corp? Should I buy a .com or a .net? And should I promote on Instagram or maybe more Facebook? If you spend the last 3 months, 6 months focusing on that, you're busy, but you're not focusing on the needle mover. So think, is this energy, this focus, this time I'm spending, does it make my business make me more money or not make me more money? If it doesn't, decide to get rid of it or change it. If you're gonna focus on things, does it help my marketing or does it help my marketing? Does it allow me to grow or not grow? Does it allow me to make impact or no impact? Does this person light me up or bring me down? What if, for the next 6 months of your life, you created a habit of being less gray? Less gray matter. It's black or white. It's yes or no. It's a hell yes or I ain't doing it.
And I'm going to give you one more bonus tip that I think you'll really like. But before I do, I want you to take action on one of these steps. And let me know down in the comments below, which one of these steps are you going to take action on this week to make results happen in your life, to finally see what you want to happen all along. Let me know down in the comments below. So next up is going to be Write It Down by Marie Forleo.
Dr. Gail Matthews, who's a professor of psychology at the Dominican University of California, she did this amazing study on goal setting, right? And she discovered this, that we human beings are actually 42% more likely to achieve our goals if we simply write them down. Look, I know y'all. I know this sounds basic, but people still don't have their top goals written down, and I gotta tell you, they certainly don't look at them every day. So here's what I do. This is my own personal practice. Whatever my top goals are for the moment, I actually write each one of them down. I do this every day, and I write them down at least 15 times. This is exactly what I did when it came to my book, Everything is Figureoutable. I literally wrote, I am a #1 New York Times bestseller 15 times a day, every single day for 18 months. Now, you can say what you want about that, whether it's voodoo. I think it's all about focus. So if you think I'm nuts, I'm fine with that. Most people do. But once I did this every single day, it helped me keep my top focus top of mind, right? So you can do this too. And if you're truly serious about achieving your goals this year, please make sure that you actually write them down. And I would encourage you to write them down daily.
And before you go, I'll leave you with one more quote. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new, by Socrates. Amazing quote. Focus forward, don't look back. The past is in the past. Focused on what you could do moving forward, because every day is a new day that you have a fresh start, regardless of what happened in the past. If you want to check out more videos on success and mindset, you could click this video up here or this link down over here, and I'll see you in the next video. Have an amazing day.